Good morning, everyone. Our group is EGRET, and we are here to present you to the future of real estate technologies. This is the outline of what our group will be covering today. In the next slide, which have 6 parts here. To start with the introductions, blockchain technologies is essentially decentralized digital ledgers that record transactions across a network of computers. The Ethereum blockchain has gained popularity for its to create and execute smart contracts. And smart contracts are self-executing contracts that are stored on the blockchains and automatically enforced to the term of an agreement. According to the research, in 2020, the global smart contract market size was USD 1,044 millions, and by 2028, it is projected to reach USD 773 millions, growing at a CAGR of 24.55%. We are all aware of the many challenges that come with the traditional real estate transactions. These challenges include lengthy processing times, the bulky documents, and the high cost of the intermediaries. This is the reason why our company, EGRET, which is from the Exponential Real Estate Technologies, is created as a startup that uses the smart contract in the real estate industry. Our goal is to provide a secure, transparent, and efficient transaction process for our client. By leveraging the power of the Ethereum blockchain and smart contract, we can streamline the entire real estate transaction process from the start to the end. Now let's take a look at our web platform in the next slide. As you can see, our platform is designed to user-friendly. It is clean and modern interface. From the main menu, you can easily navigate the different sections of the platform, including the buying and selling properties, the locations, the budget, and a search button. With the EGRET web platform, you can experience the seamless and expedite the real estate transactions, all from the comfort of your own home just in one click. And next, my friend will talk about the advantage and the drawbacks.
Right, so I'll be talking about advantages and drawbacks. So one of the few advantages is like elimination of intermediaries by using smart contracts and by using our system. You can actually get rid of all the lawyers and middlemen that that may help decrease operation cost. The second is that we can tailor it as per the organization needs. So that can be done, and then helping in sorting out finance. So if so we have real life automated system which can help in streamlining the finance and accounts, which will help in reducing the time and cost, which will help again result will help in being more efficient and cost effective. And because it is a blockchain transaction, every transaction is recorded, it will be secure and it will be highly transparent, so both parties will know exactly what their money is up to. So there are certain drawbacks as well. The drawbacks being that the technology is still in a very nascent stage. Nascent stage, I mean that it is still nascently the nascent awareness of the technology. Many companies, organizations are not yet up to it, and that is why we face some problems with it. We have limited people who can deal with whom we can deal with. There is limited applicability as well, because in some cases, real estate has many complex components. There's a cash component, there's a transaction which happens through banks, so that can be a bit of a hindrance. So now we'll be going again. Move forward to.
So moving on to the competitor discussion part, we will focus on these 3 competitors, which are Smart Realty, Profi, and Realty. These 3 competitors are all blockchain-based platforms that aim to disrupt the traditional real estate industry by using the smart contract and decentralized technology. While all these 3 platforms share the same similarity, like using the Ethereum blockchain, they also have some different in their functionality, target market, and tokenomics. For Smart Realty, it's focused on the rental agreement and target individual and small business and has RLTY token as its own token. For property, this platform focused on purchase and ownership and target on individual buyer and seller and had its own token called PRO token. For realty, this platform focused on fractional ownership by using the tokenization and targeting larger institutional investor and also had its own token called realty token. But for our company XRED, we are focusing on buy and sell real estate and target on individual buyer and seller. And we don't have the token yet, so it might be the future development.
Blockchain deployment decisions. As we were making the decision of which chain to deploy the contract, we took these factors into consideration. Ethereum blockchain has an advantage compared to other chains such as Solana in terms of decentralization, rapid deployment, and ease of use. Besides, Ether has currently the biggest network size, and there were no issues with its performance despite other chains. On the other hand, compared to other chains again, it has higher fees and lower transactions are processed per time. Although there are some factors, that it stands behind others, we decided to use it considering the overall advantages.
Okay, so this is a working demonstration, and here is our smart contract demo. As you can see, the structure consisting of the owner, the price for sale, the name, the description, and the locations. And the next function is mapping. So let's create a public mapping data structure with unsigned integer, which will allow, to the property. This allows the contract to keep track on the multiple properties. And these two events right here, which is property list and property sold. So this basically can allow the contract to emit these two events and transaction complete variable that keeps tracking on the number of transactions. Moving on to the next function, which is the two important function. The first one is the property list function, basically for the seller side, and this will check as follow. So the first one, it will check with a property with the given property ID existing or not. Secondly, check whether the caller of the function is the current owner of the property or not. And thirdly, see if the property is already listed for sale. Moving on to another function, which is purchasing function, basically the buyer side. So it takes in the property ID parameter that is purchased. Secondly, check whether the given property ID is available for sale or not. And thirdly, it will see about the payment. So it will check whether the payment is greater than or equal to the price of the properties. As we are real estate platform, so commission become very important part to us. So basically, we create 1%. We create one function that apply to all sides of the properties. So this function will work like when the transaction is being complete or the property is already sold, the commission will be deducted and then sent to our platform, and the remaining will send to the sellers.
So let's see how this works. So first, we are trying to deploy our smart contract on the Google testnet network. So after the transaction is completed, this function will show up. So assume that if the person want to list the property, so he must fill the property ID and the price, and then we can check the property status with the owner, and the for sale shows true, means that the property is now ready for sale. So let's say that another person want to buy that property. So he also must need to fill the correct property ID and the price. And on the top right hand side, you can see that after the transaction is validated, so the property price was deducted from the commission fee and sent to the platform address, and the remaining to the seller. And again, if we check the status, now the owner have changed, and the sale for sale shows false, mean that the properties now is not ready for sale. So finally, let's see what the conditions that could face this error. So first, if the non-owner try to list another person property, so this error will show up and say that you are not eligible to list this property. Another case is that when the buyer try to buy the non-list property, this error will show up and say the property is not ready for sale. Next is when the buyer pay the money that less than the property's price, so the transaction will be failed and say that insufficient amount. And lastly, if the owner try to double list the same property, so the transaction will be reverted and say that the property is already listed for sale. So these are the example actions that could face this error. And that's come to the end of our presentation. Thank you. If you have any question, please feel free.